Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Malay, music producer. People know me from working with Frank Ocean, Sam Smith, Alicia Keys, John Legend. Today, I've been working with our guys at Waves, talking about the new studio rack and the way that I've developed a new preset for vocal ad-libs that, hopefully will inspire you at home or in your studios or wherever you're at in the world to, mess around and try some new ideas.
Thank you, Malay. Guys, let's dig right into this. The plugins and settings in this chain were taken directly from Malay's sessions with some of the top artists he just mentioned. It's his personal chain for adding depth, texture, and vibe to vocal ad-libs. And so I managed to turn a single dry vocal line from this
Heart is racing here now, never wanna way out.
Into this
Heart is racing here now, never wanna way out. I want you right up to the end. Oh.
We get that pitch-shifted, verby and vibey vocal texture. So let's get started with just a dry lead vocal.
Something about you is different. Some kind of energy's messing with all the chemicals in my brain.
Now, if you have the separate ad-lib tracks, even better. If not, you can just duplicate the lead track, insert Studio Rack on the duplicate. Now let's open up Malay's preset called Vocal Ad-libs. And then I'm going to mute the lead just so we can hear what the preset is doing. We've got three main macros on this chain. Macro 1 is controlling the overall reverb amount with the dry wet. Macro 2 is the crossover point for the multiband split, where you have a gentle saturation to add a bit of warmth to any specific band you choose.
Feel the temperature rising, that look in your eyes paralyzing. Forever you'll never leave in my face.
The Macro 3 controls the formant and pitch shift.
Heart is racing here now, nothing wanna wait. I want you right up to
the ultra pitch shifter is doing most of the pitch adjusting here. Let's check this out by itself and turn everything else off for now. So you can see Macro 3 is connected to the Ultra Pitch's formant control, and this alters the timbre or the vowel quality of the vocal, giving you a deeper character to the left.
Heart is racing here now, nothing wanna wait out.
Or a more high-pitched character to the right.
Heart is racing here now, never wanna wait out.
So you can see the pitch is currently set to -1 octave here in the preset, but let's check out another trick you can do. We're going to now duplicate the ad-lib track. And then I'm just going to take, say, the last couple words out and remove the rest. And now on the Ultra Pitch Shift plugin, I'm going to bring the pitch octave up an octave. Now when I play this back with the other ad-libs, we get this.
Something about you is different. Some kind of energy's messing with all the chemicals in my brain.
So then if you want, you can just slide these over a few beats. Let's turn the entire chain on. We'll bring the reverb up a little bit. And then when we add the lead vocal back in, we get a vibey and pitched echo effect. Check it out.
Something about you is different. Some kind of energy's messing with all the chemicals in my brain.
Almost sounds like we added more singers, but all we did was copy over and make a couple adjustments. Next in the chain is the doubler plugin.
Something about you is different. Some kind of energy's messing. Something about you is different. Some kind of energy's messing.
Creating that nice stereo spread. Another thing you can do with doubler is take the pitch even deeper. Right here in the plugin, you have these 2 octave arrows. Let's turn those on and hear it back.
Something about you is different. Some kind of energy's messing.
Very cool if you want to get an even deeper texture. Next, we have the Q8 equalizer, which is taking out some of the mud with a roll-off in the low end, removing some of the boxiness in the 400 hertz area, boosting some of the upper mids around 800 hertz, and some highs at 4K. It's also rolling off a lot of the top end. Let's hear the before and after with this.
Heart is racing here now, never wanna wait out.
Heart is racing here now, never wanna wait out.
Now this EQ setting is creating a nice contrast between the lead vocal, which we just duplicated.
I want you right up to the end. Oh.
Now the settings on the preset are a great starting point, but you can always adjust any parameter to fine-tune whatever you're working on. Next is the multiband split, and it's working almost like an additional bus within the plugin. On rack 1, RVox is giving that vocal more presence.
You know what I'm feeling, even if it doesn't make sense. You don't have to guess, no.
Then into the Abbey Road saturator, giving it a little warmth.
You know what I'm feeling, even if it doesn't make sense. You don't have to guess, no.
Now using macro 2 or the rack crossover, we can tailor the saturation to any specific frequency band.
Heart is racing here now, never wanna wait out. I want you right up to the end.
And then on rack 2, the de-esser is there to keep any high-end harshness that might occur under control. So we get a nice smooth harmonic enhancement from the split and without affecting everything else in the whole chain. Okay, these next 2 plugins in the chain are for adding some brightness. We have the Q10 equalizer, followed by the Aphex Vintage Aural Exciter. The settings on the Q10 are taken directly from one of Malay's own sessions. Now take a listen to what this curve is doing.
Something about you is different. Some kind of energy's missing. Something about you is different. Some kind of energy's missing.
It's brightening and softening things up. Now you might look at this and think it looks a little weird, but again, you want the ad-libs or the background vocals to occupy a different space from the leads in the mix. That's why in this chain, Malay also included the Aural Exciter. It's for a little more brightness and vibrancy in the character of the original analog hardware.
Something about you is different. Some kind of energy's missing.
If you want, you can dial in a little more presence with the mix control. Maybe even use this instead of the Q10.
Something about you is different. Some kind of energy's missing.
The preset chain is a great start and a great insight into how a top engineer like Malay achieves a certain sound. You can also customize it to make it work best for your mix. All right, next is the C1 gate. So we can use this as a noise gate for any breaths in the ad-libs or to fine-tune how the affected ad-lib blends with the leads.
Feel the temperature rising. That look in your eyes paralyzing. Forever you're never leaving my face.
And last is the Mini Reverb. This reverb is emulating top mix engineer Manny Marroquin's personal favorite reverb units. You have its main dry-wet control assigned to macro 1, and Malay has already set up for us a large space with a slight boost in the mids and the highs, a little bit of distortion, and it adds a little grit to the depth. Or we can get a completely drowned out sound. Which works great for the end of a song if you apply a little automation to it. So that's Malay's preset for vocal ad-libs. Let's A-B the vocals in the mix one last time. Here's the before.
Feel the temperature rising. That look in your eyes paralyzing. Forever you're never leaving my face.
And after.
Feel the temperature rising. That look in your eyes paralyzing. Forever you're never leaving my face.
When you're in the mix, the quicker you can achieve something, the better. So if you're looking for that verby and pitched vibe, or you want to induce some texture and atmosphere into your ad-libs or background vocals, definitely check out this plugin chain for Studio Rack created by Malay.
Once again, everybody, thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed, going through all the plugin settings with us today. And I hope this helps you inspire some creative ideas in the future.